we can legitimately say he could well play well today, because the way he finished his game last night and the way he left this audience last night, a lot of good signs.
Good signs with the first couple of darts here.
140.
Yeah, just to illustrate what Paul Nicholson was saying, Max Hopp took the mic off the MC, Elmar Polka, did he, and started talking
85.
and then chanting along with the German crowd, sat on the stage. Something else I've only ever seen you do, Paul. But that was at the end of the match.
Yeah, he did it when he won. I did it before I lost. But honestly, that thing that Max did last night was one of the best things I've ever seen in my darting career. It was just the palm of his hand was open and he held the entire crowd in it. And that says to me that he really is the talisman of this darting nation.
Well, he left them happy last night with that 6-4 win against Soren Lerchbacher. Made to work hard, but decent performance, average 95 in that. Kim Huybrechts has been struggling a little bit in the last couple of weeks.
97.
He's won just a couple of his last 8 matches. But before that, he was on a fantastic run, reached the final of the Players' Championship event.
81.
In fact, you were one of the men to beat him in that recent run.
One of the very few times I've managed to do that, but it's a good win for
59.
me.
Max, you require 121.
I think he has been hampered a little bit with some kind of injury, but he seems to be coming out of the other side of that now.
He's had a plethora of injuries. We'll go into that in a second. But Max wanted a treble 17,
57.
which would have left the ball.
120.
But now Huybrechts wants Shanghai 20s.
The treble is there, so the shot was still on, but it's not anymore.
100.
Now let's see
64.
if Max Hopp can give the crowd the first thing to cheer.
I'm sure he hit this shot last night. He hit the treble the previous occasion. This time he's got to hit double 16 for the first leg. It's there. Crowd very happy. 1-0 to Germany. And Kim, yeah, I've noticed slight change in equipment today. It looks like a slightly bigger point.
60.
Maybe the ones he was using before were just getting ground down a little bit, and he's got to change them at some point. But yeah, Kim's had some injuries. Elbow, a little bit of wrist and shoulder issues. But recently, he was playing football
100.
and hurt his ankle. Last week in Wigan, he was hobbling everywhere. I'm starting to become more injury prone than myself.
60.
But he seems to be okay this week. He's walking around with no problem, so maybe it was just a little niggle.
Well, Max Hopp looking to score the maximum. And all of the crowd on their feet in response to that. What's Huybrechts got in response? Here's what he's got.
121.
Only a 1-2-1, and Hopp snatched a darts, Paul.
He's taking the game to Huybrechts. But very importantly, I was talking to Elmar Polka about Max's game last night. It's important for Max to maintain rhythm and discipline, because when he does that, he's a great player. When he starts free-flowing and just throwing them at the board without aiming, that's where he can break down. So he needs to maintain that sort of rock to forward, back and throw.
Well, the Belgian had a shot at Shanghai in a previous
59.
leg.
Couldn't
give himself a double. First start's a long way away, and the second one's kind of
56.
overcompensated for the height of the first.
102.
So Hopp took out 64 in leg 1. Can he land a killer blow with a 102?
Bullseye of 42. I'm not sure why he stayed there, because it was a shielded
54.
treble 20.
64.
He does do that, Max Hopp, but in that position, the shots that you mentioned are the usual ones. Kim Huybrechts just mirrored Max's finish in the first leg.
Yeah, 64 is the number of the game so far. 1-1 at this point, but yeah, I don't get that with Max's shot there. He's gone low on the 60. Open bed. I think at that point, even if you don't like tops, go for the 42, the treble 14. It's a bigger segment than the bullseye. If you're in confident mood, Go for the bull. But I see the 42 as the shot right there. As we see again, he shields the 60, but maybe he's seen
100.
something in practice where he can bypass that first start and not be blocked.
The player that we see regularly on the European Tour, I think he does that more than anyone. Stays on the 60 when it looks like he's made it harder to hit.
Well, dart players are stubborn, Chris. They really are.
60.
Interesting atmosphere, because the crowd
60.
are gripped by this match, and there's bursts of encouragement for Max Hopp, but also they're so kind of gripped that they faltered near silence at points.
To be honest with you, it's very respectful right now.
59.
I guarantee it won't be if it's 4-4.
But again, the previous visit, a low dart followed by another low one. That time he really had to switch because he
60.
double blocked the treble. But still has this in his hands. 2 visits to get rid of this 182.
That's a good switch. Needed the equivalent of a ton, really, just as a minimum, because you know for a fact it's going to be under pressure.
140.
It's under big pressure now.
Require 88.
So, treble 20 would have left double 14. Now it's single 18. He gambled. The gamble pays off. Now he's got double 7. Double 7 for 2-1 lead. Oh, that's lovely. And a bit of aggression from the German. And why not when you got 3,400 people behind you?
Well, he's only tossed 2 darts at double Max Hopp, and both of them have found the target.
Kim Huybrechts pretty much knows how Rocky Balboa felt fighting Ivan Drago on Christmas Day in Moscow.
100.
It's the Lions then, it's the Snake Pit. You can say what you like, but you go in there as the underdog. Maybe not the underdog, but
140.
one that nobody wants to win.
Huybrechts has been known to become embroiled.
35.
You know all about that, Paul, with the Belgian on stage. But right now he's not reacting to anything. To be fair, right now they are only encouraging Matt.
100.
Not hearing murmurs of boos for Kim Huybrechts just yet, although we did on the walk-on.
Yeah, very respectful crowd. I think this is the perfect time for this match. Last of the afternoon session. Believe it or not, we're going to get more fans in tonight.
161.
But I'm sure they'd appreciate a 161. Well, they prefer a 170.
Wouldn't they just? I think if he hits this,
99. Max, you require 170.
it might break some sort of decibel record in the Glass Palast. 1 looks good. 2 looks even better. 3 for luck. Oh, the light was perfect. There's too much weight on it though.
Give you guys 62.
First missed dart double with the smallest target on the board for Max Hopp. Now Huybrechts looking to level up.
40
But
cents.
and now a real opportunity for the German youngster to open up a little bit of daylight. Wants double 8 to break the Belgian.
9.
Well, that was a difficult shot, that.
From
our angle, it looked like it was completely covered, but that segment is exactly what Huybrechts needs himself. Now he needs double 4 on the side of the board. Oh, lovely dart. Under lots of pressure, and the crowd were just starting to turn on him. And the only way to keep them quiet was to get it hit, and he did that.
Yeah, they knew what a chance that was for Max Hopp. Could be 3-1 up right now and chucking for a 4-1 advantage. This pair have met 4 times in the past, and Max Hopp has won 1 of those matches. However, that match was in the first round of a floor event back in 2015. In fact, all of their meetings came in the space of a couple of years, 2015 and last year. And the other three were all played on the stage. One in the European Darts Trophy, which Huybrechts won 6-0. A UK Open match, which Huybrechts won 9-7. And then 59. One on the biggest stage of all at the World Championship at the back end of December. And Huybrechts secured a straight sets victory, 4-0 against Max Hopp.
No matter who you are, you remember when you played a certain individual on the biggest stage at Ali Pali. And if they beat you up there, you want to avenge that. And Max will remember that. Believe me.
Yeah, remember Hopp had beaten Vincent van der Voort to get to that stage. Had a good win the year before as well, didn't he, against Mervyn King at Ali Pali. Certainly he's just 41. Promising, just teasing what he can do. Of course, a former world youth champion as well. So the German crowd are really kind of putting all their eggs in Max Hopp's basket.
He's been playing on the Euro Tour now for 4.5 years. He's only a kid. I remember that first day he was there. Nobody knew who he was, but by the end of the tournament, we definitely knew who he was.
Well, they all know now, because now he's got an even better chance.
58.
Does not want to surrender
41.
The advantage he's had. He's held his nerve and he's held his throw. And he wants double 16 to do it again, and he lands it. Missed the chance to break, but it hasn't affected him.
No matter what happens in this game, there are encouraging signs for Max Hopp and his camp and German darts after his displays today and from last night. He's definitely putting something together. He's got Las Vegas to look forward to. A couple of months' time.
57.
Yeah, they'll be heading for all the lights of Las Vegas. But he's the star of the show here, the main attraction.
94.
At the Glass Palast in Sindelfingen.
Kim Huybrechts is making him have to perform
100.
on his throw. And the season campaigner that Kim is knows the way this game is going. If he holds his throw, all he needs is one striking moment on Max's throw and he will take him out. A lot of good straight darts thrown in this leg. More of them from the Belgian, but 127 can be taken. If he'd hit the treble 19, he didn't. You have to use the bullseye.
87.
But that's good.
And Huybrechts is a man who usually saves his best performances for the European Tour. Really loves these tournaments. But Hopp is certainly going toe-to-toe with Kim.
40. And he shows the
3-3. Good game. I gave it top billing for the afternoon. It's not disappointing.
We've seen a few games that have gone this way, that have just seen the pair of players continue to hold. Max Hopp had the chance. If Huybrechts gets a chance, would he be more inclined to take it? Because Hopp's only off with 59.
All you got to do is cast your mind back to when Kim did win on this stage. I remember the celebration when he beat Peter Wright in that final. But let's face it, Peter Wright had him beat. And Kim just won it out of nowhere. And his other European title came at the Dutch Masters. I believe he beat Brendan Dolan in that final, if my memory serves me right.
99.
Yeah, he certainly did in Veldhoven back in 2013. In fact, the two events that Kim Huybrechts has won have been the final event of the European Tour each year.
60.
It's amazing how well Kim plays in the autumn. Just look through your stats, everybody at home. Look how well he plays between the beginning of September and the end of the year.
41.
Always plays better in that period for some reason.
Well, perhaps his best ever performance on the big stage came in November at the Grand Slam of Darts against Michael van Gerwen when he nailed the 9-darter and knocked out the world #1.
60.
There's a chance here for Huybrechts. If he can put in a big score here, he puts big pressure on the German.
60.
And that 60 is music to the ears of Max Hopp, because now he thinks, if I can just get rid of 2-2-2 in 6 darts and hold my throw here, I put all the pressure back on the Belgian.
He's applying the pressure here.
100.
Huybrechts still has a shot though. 167. To break Hopp's heart, and it's not going to happen here, but if he's going to do it in that 6 starts you said, Paul, he's going to have to take out 1-2-2.
That's a good number, because a single 18 can still leave you a shot. The shot is the bull. Bullseye for 4-3. And he made that bullseye move.
28.
But it wasn't close enough. 2 14s. Just inside of that'll do. And the crowd are involved now.
14.
He's got earplugs in, but I'm sure he heard it.
Well, both players now have had a decent chance to break their opponent's throw. Both players have missed that chance. Now Max Hopp looking at double 8. Double 4. Will he hand Huybrechts another go? Yes, he will.
No score.
And it's a big blunder as he returns for 25 if Huybrechts does miss.
I'm not sure he'll miss this time. Having said that, it's awkward. What a great shot, though. Doesn't react as he shouldn't in this atmosphere. A very intelligent dart from the Belgian. Bent it around the one that was blocking the double. Went to the right, found a better angle, threw it a little harder. That's just practice that gets you to be able to do things like that.
6 holds a throw, and the Belgian finally breaks. And fires in 2 darts in the treble the next visit. One of them, the other dart ended up on the floor.
140.
A moral 180 from Huybrechts. Oh, and I'm kind of glad he didn't follow it up with 180, because it should have been on the perfect leg. Just for a bit of bad fortune.
Max has got to plunder that treble 20 now.
140.
But the way he finished the match last night, he knows that in a battle, he can drum something from inside his heart to get over the line. And if he can play the way he did at the end of last night's match, he could win, because he finished the match in 12 and 11 darts.
Well, I've seen Hopp do this a couple of times in this match. After Kim's throw, he's gone back to the table and had a drink and kind of pause, and unsure whether that's just to compose himself in what is a big, big match for him, or whether it's perhaps to knock his opponent out of his rhythm somewhat.
I think it's the first thing. He's a coached player. So I think a lot of the things he does are to help him become a better player. He doesn't want to do things rash. He doesn't want to get to the hockey before he's ready.
60, give me a call 51.
It's all Huybrechts now, though, especially if he hits his 51. Double 16, he loves double 16. And that's why 5-3 Huybrechts. There's a very silent glass palace all of a sudden.
Game on.
Well, for the first time, a player leads by more than a single leg. Hopp had the chance earlier on to take a 3-1 lead, and then would have had the throw.
140.
He's not going to give up the ghost just yet. As you mentioned, Paul, the best 2 legs that he threw yesterday were his final 2, 11 and 12 darts, to finish off Soren Lertsbacher. You have to be impressed with Kim Huybrechts' demeanour and on-stage manner as well, though, because, all right, although the performances are not the best we've seen today,
140.
Kim Huybrechts has dealt with everything, and he's going to get a little bit more before this match is finished, but he hasn't reacted at all.
Not one bit. And he's done exactly the same as what Mark Webster did last night with Bernd Royth. Mark was getting it a bit in the neck. But he just went up there and did his job. And for all you aspiring guys out there, if you play a fixture away from home, it's what you got to do. If you do it the other way and you react, it can ruin you. Trust me, I know.
Huybrechts
100. Give me a 66.
Playing the piece of Panto Villain here as he looks at 66 to end German hopes. In the European Darts Grand Prix, Max Hopp put up a good fight, missed a chance early on to break, and Kim Huybrechts does what could only really be described as a very professional job on Max Hopp. The Hurricane moves through to take on Jan Dekker in the last 16 tomorrow, and 16 more men will tour the hockey this evening, the likes of Peter Wright and Michael Van Gogh coming up tonight in an hour or so. Join us then. First we'll hear from Kim Huybrechts talking to Elmar.